for Development of Women in India. Dr. Shaminaz, please start your session and your... Can you hear me, please? Dr. Shaminaz? Dr. Shaminaz, unmute yourself. Okay, okay. Joseph, can you unmute Dr. Shaminaz?
Go ahead, you can unmute us.
So, a very good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry. Me and Nuzhat, we both were a little bit confused because of the changing time. We thought it is a little bit late, 1 hour late. So, as per that, we have arranged everything. So, next time we would likely be joining at time. So, today is the International Day of Sports for Development and Peace. It is an annual celebration of the power of sports to drive social change, community development, and to foster peace and understanding. It was created by the United Nations General Assembly in 23rd August 2013, supported by the International Olympic Committee since 6th April 2014. This day commemorates the inauguration in 1896 of the first Olympic Games of modern era in Athens, Greece. On 23rd August 2013, the United Nations General Assembly in resolution uh, decides to proclaim on 6th April as the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. The United Nations, with this commemoration, invites states, the United Nations system, and in particular, the United Nations Office on Sport for Development and Peace, relevant international organization and international, regional, and national sports organization, civil society, including non-governmental organization and private sector, and all other relevant stakeholder to cooperate, observe, and raise awareness of the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. So, uh, being part of the South Asia, which is basically a patriarchal society, I will be talking about my own country and especially in the sense of gender, about women, how sports has helped in the development of women in India. I think somebody is unmuted. So, Prashant Powerji, please mute yourself. Your mic is open and it is disturbing a bit. So I will be talking about the Indian women sports star. Sports, the topic is sports as a catalyst for development of women in India. So in the recent year, we have seen an unprecedented rise of women in the field of sports in India. I will be talking about the development, how women in my country have been benefited by taking up sports as a career, how they have influenced as a society as a whole, and how they have influence women in particular. So before 2 decades, it was cricket which was considered as the only sport which was ruling the hearts of people of India. But the rise of, I think this is the same case with Nuzhat's country also, both in South Asia, whether it is India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, cricket is considered as a religion here. And because of this, other sports are being neglected. So this is something which I don't like people giving more and more important to cricket, and they are neglecting other sports. So, but the rise of some celebrities, sports stars have now changed this belief. These sports stars include not only men but women as well. There have been lots of celebrity stars in other sports as well, whether it is sports like tennis, Sania Mirza, badminton, Saina Nehwal, then boxing, Yoginder, and Mary Kom, and there are Pogert sister and another in wrestling. So, like, we have some. So, I will be discussing about the women. So, like Sania Mirza has taken up tennis, and because of her influence, a cricket-loving country like India, people have been inclined towards tennis also. Then there are Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu in badminton, Mary Kom and Nighat Zareen in boxing, Mirabai Chanu, Pogert sister in Sakshi Malik in weightlifting, Deepa Karmakar in gymnastics, and there are some women cricket star also like Mithali Raj. So there are some more, Rani Rampal in hockey, Manu Baker, Roni Rahi but in shooting. So women are competing with men in game like weightlifting, boxing, and shooting also. When it comes to record in Olympic or sports, we all know that India has a very poor record in sports in Olympic. Though with the gap, and since from 1980 to since 16 years, nobody won a medal in Olympic. But after 16, a gap of 16 years, Leander Pace won a medal, bronze medal in 1996 in Olympic. But there was a lady, Karnal Malleshwari, in 2000. She was the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal in Sydney Olympic in the weightlifting category. Though it was a bronze medal, but it was a watershed moment for Indian women because it was a sports which was considered as main monopoly. So she acted as a springboard that shattered deep-seated gender stereotype and triggered a massive shift in the perception of women in sports. Because of her popularity, she is considered as a trailblazer because as the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal, her achievement provided a new found self-belief to a generation of young girls. So the impact which she had on women is that she had shattered stereotype. Malleshwari's success proved that Indian women could compete at the highest level in physical sport, demanding sports, changing the outlook from focusing on marriage hall to podiums. She had a trailblazer effect as her victory inspired numerous young girls to take up various sporting discipline, paving the way for further icons such as Sania Mirza, Saina Nehwal, PV Sandhu, Sakshi Malik, Mirabai Chanu, and others. She has improved support system. Her win made parents across the country, particularly in rural area, more open to supporting their daughters' sporting dreams. Earlier, uh, Indian parents were not so much interested in allowing their girls to take up sports as a career. Then it was also a cultural shift as the perception of female athletes changed, with many women now having a face in the Indian Olympic contingent, whereas previously women in the sports were often overlooked. And it paved a way for increased professionalism. Following her success, women began pursuing sports as a sustainable profession rather than just a pastime, due in part to the increased job opportunity and attention that followed. Her legacy is often described as not only just winning a medal, but lifting the hopes of millions of Indian girls. And then coming to Sania Mirza, is by far the finest woman tennis player India has produced. She's a six-time Grand Slam champion, a former world number one in doubles, and a four-time Olympian. She was also given top 30 seed in number one category, also in Grand Slam. Even she scaled new height for Indian tennis in her illustrious career spanning from 2003 to 2023, means nearly 20 years. So Sania Mirza has profoundly impacted women in India and South Asia by breaking gender stereotype, becoming a premier role model in professional sports and advocating gender equality. Sania Mirza come from a Muslim family, and it was for a Muslim girl taking up a career of a tennis star where she has to wear a particular attire was very much breaking up taboo. She's also an UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, as she has challenged societal norm regarding women's role, inspired girls to pursue professional sports, and foster a positive shift in attitude toward female athlete. Her impact is that she has also challenges norm and breaking barrier because um, Mirza challenged traditional expectation of how a young woman, particularly from her background, should behave. Her often witty approach to sexist sexist questions and her well-behaved women rarely make history. Attitude inspire many to be outspoken. He is a very outspoken. Even recently, when after her divorce, when somebody asks about her love life, she very confidently answered that I'm searching somebody. Uh, means I think 1 or 2 years back, she has been divorced from somebody. So, a cricket star, and in an interview, she was asked if a biopic is made of about her love life, then which actor will be chosen for her love interest? Then she replied very confidently, "Let me search a love interest first." So this is also a something very inspiring, because after a heartbreak, how women of our society take up this issue. So, taking up this issue so confidently is what Sania Mirza is all about, confidence. So she's a role model in sports. As India's most successful female tennis player, she proved that women could excel in professional sports, opening doors for the next generation. She highlighted the need for equality in sports, including equal pay. Uh, he has been an advocate of gender equality. She's a vocal advocate against female feticide and for improving the sex ratio in India. She frequently highlights that women should demand equal respect and opportunity, encouraging them to recognize their own worth. And she is now a mentor also, because she has her own tennis academy, and where she provides training to young girl, underprivileged athlete, and mentoring young female athlete. So her legacy is often described as one of the resilience, having succeeded despite societal pressure and criticism, providing a blueprint for women to fight the odds. Currently, she is a single mother, and she is now, as a veteran tennis player, she is looking after her academy, as well as taking up looking after a child as a single mother. So she is indeed a role model. Then coming to a sports, which is very, which has not only changed the scenario in India, but it has also changed the perspective of a state also. Like I'm talking about wrestling. How wrestling has emerged as a and help Indian women. Wrestling has emerged as a powerful catalyst for change in India, transforming the lives of women by breaking deep-seated patriarchal taboos, fostering economic independence, and empowering rural girls to pursue career beyond traditional domestic roles. Uh, the success of Indian women wrestler on the global stage, spearheaded by figures like Geeta Phogat and Sakshi Malik, has reshaped societal perspective in conservative regions like Haryana. We all know that Haryana is a state which is considered as very backward in terms of sex ratio, as it was the center of female feticide long back. But now we see women in Haryana taking up wrestling as a job, as a career, and taking the and changing the perspective of the society. So they both have reshaped societal perspective, and where the sports was historically deemed a male-only preserve, and these women wrestlers have overcome taboos and patriarchy, as wrestling traditionally termed kushti or dangal in India. This is the same in other countries of South Asia also, was formerly considered unsuitable for women. In regions like Haryana, where women traditionally face strict restriction on their movement and attire, wrestling have provided a pathway to freedom. Women and girls are moving from being confined to home to training in akhadas. Akhada means a mud pit wrestling arena, defined traditional restriction. So, economic independence, how this wrestling has helped economically and made women independent, and how it has given career opportunity. So success in wrestling has brought financial opportunity through state level prizes, government job. Many these wrestlers have got a job in police and armed forces, and they also have got sponsorship. Families now see wrestling as a way for their daughter to secure a better future, including purchasing car and gaining financial autonomy. Now, how these wrestlers have inspired and changed perspectives in of the society. The success of these icon like Sakshi Malik, who is a 2016 Olympic bronze champion, and Phogat sister. Now, Phogat sister include Geeta, Babita, and Vinesh. Uh, I think many of them, many people have watched a movie Dangal, which is based on their success. So they have inspired thousands of young girls to enter the sports. Their achievement in competition like the Commonwealth Games and Olympic have transformed public's perception, making girls in villages proud daughter rather than a burden. Earlier, it was a state which was considered where the ratio of female were much less than men. But now the things are changing in the society. So these wrestlers have challenged gender norms and female wrestler India often wearing casual athlete gear, challenging strict traditional modesty codes such as Haryana was a state where still women women are seen in way. So and girls from these villages, if they are coming out and taking up athletic as wrestling as a career, then it is a milestone success. So now these wrestler, there have lots of wrestling akhada schools run by Indian first female athlete wrestling coach Usha Sharma provide residential trainings, education and nutrition to young girls, often serving them from child marriage or even domestic city and other such evil practices which earlier women have been experiencing. They are also they are also inspiring a new generation. The phenomenal success of these Indian women wrestlers in the international stage, including the Commonwealth and the Asian Game, has sparked a rise in girls taking up the sports. They are fostering self-defense and confidence. Giving self-defense and confidence to the young girls, and by the winning Commonwealth and Asian Game, they have sparked a rise in girls taking up sports as a job, and by they have also given young women the physical strength and mental toughness to handle and in some cases fight back against the increasing violence and sexual harassment in society. We all know that in South Asia we face in India as well, women in North India face lots of sexual violence or in particular places. So women taking up wrestling as a career has not only helped them in their development but also in their security as well. So but all then though these wrestlers are very successful in the international arena, and uh, uh, they are challenging patriarchal norms, still they are facing lots of challenges in their career as well. We have seen how Sakshi Malik has been fighting against sexual harassment. So whether it is a common girl, common woman in South Asia, or whether it is a sports star like Sakshi Malik, sometime or other women have to face this sexual harassment or violence. So um, so we women as a whole, we have to come forward, and we have to work more in this field, because not only uh, uh, we should take up sports as a career, but also other field also, because more and more, if more and more women are taking up the all type of career which has been considered as main monopoly, then only the society which is male dominated can be safe and secure. So I will be talking about just one more athlete, and that is Mary Kom, because Mary Kom come from northeastern area, which is very not means not very much connected with the other parts of India. So Mary Kom has inspired millions of Indian women by transforming women boxing from a non-existent sports into a mainstream discipline. She specifically aids aspiring athlete through Mary Kom Regional Boxing Foundation, which train young males and female boxer aged 12 to 16 in Imphal. She come from Mizoram, uh, a northeastern state. She provide by providing coaching, nutrition, and competition exposure. She is helping many young girls to take up boxing as a career, and she is also one who has been a key a catalyst in breaking barrier. As the first Indian woman boxer to win an Olympic medal and six-time world champion, she proved boxing is not just a male sport, encouraging nationwide female participation. Uh, but after her retirement, also she established the Mary Kom Regional Boxing Foundation to nurture young talent with a particular focus on empowering girls. So her inspiring journey as a mother of two who returned to the ring to win world titles serves as a massive inspiration for resilience in sports. She is a role model as her success has directly influenced a new generation of Indian female boxers, including medalists like Lavlina Borgo Hain, and through her career, she has changed the perspective on women in sport, creating opportunities that previously did not exist in India. So there are lots of other women also, uh, which I wanted to talk, but I think we have paucity of time. So maybe next time. Uh, so I don't know whether other people from other parts of the world know these sports, Indian sports, women sports star, but for India, these women sports are not and encouraging not only young girls but also their parents to inspire them to take allow their girls daughters to take up sports as a career. So I think sports is a field which can help in developing uh, women in South Asia, as well as making society more women friendly, whether it is India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, or any other. So thank you so much.
So much, Dr. Shaminaz, for highlighting the names of the prominent female athletes from India. They have fought a real fight for their right, being a prominent women player. So I have watched a lot of movies about these women players. Thank you so much. So we have another, our guest speaker, respected speaker. So let me introduce you. Francis Nigong Fultang is a consultant in peace building and conflict resolution and policy advisor at Right to Smiles Foundation, Cameroon. He hails from Bamenda, Cameroon. He and is a positive peace practitioner, a certified mediator, and a peace ambassador for the Institute for Economics and Peace, IEP. He worked with the Cameroon government for several years before joining the United Nations, where he served in various capacities across Africa, specifically in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, Ivory Coast, and South Sudan. He currently serves as policy advisor for Right to Smile Foundation Cameroon, a non-profit humanitarian organization, and works as a consultant on peace building and conflict transformation issues. His topic is revisiting the theme for the commemoration of the 2026 International Day of Sports for Development and Peace in Africa. Sir, please, the floor is yours and start your insightful session with us. Thank you. Sir, can you hear me? Joseph, kindly unmute him.
I've asked him to unmute, so you can do that.
Okay, okay.
Is it okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Can you please adjust your camera a little so that we can see your face very well, sir? Or you
Is it,
adjust yourself to the camera so that we can see your face very well.
is it okay now?
A little, it can be better than this, please. No, yes, good, thank you. No, 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 take it back.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's better. We can go ahead with this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Today is 6th April, the International Day of Sports for Peace and Development in the world. This is a day which was set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to celebrate the virtues of sports. Because sports has the power to drive social change, promote peace, and foster unity in a fragmented world. Sports has the capacity to transcend all boundaries, cultural boundaries, social boundaries, and even political boundaries. Sports too can also be used as a tool to enhance human rights, social inclusion, and economic development. My topic is revisiting the 2026 theme for this International Day of Sports for Development, for Peace and Development in Africa. The theme for 2026 is building bridges, breaking barriers. The other speaker spoke so well about the virtues of sports, that sports has a capacity to foster connections, promote inclusiveness, and build peace. I will not belabor so much on that. We know that past themes for past international days of sports and development have dwelled substantially on climate change, social inclusion, and the role that sports play in shaping a sustainable future. When we talk of building bridges and breaking barriers, we are actually trying to talk about overcoming prejudices, division, and limitations that exist amongst the sporting arena. When we talk about breaking barriers, we are talking about ways that the role that sports play to foster connection, understanding, collaboration, peace, and unity. I come from Cameroon in Africa, and I'm going to talk about our national football team, which has brought a lot of joy, which has projected my country Cameroon to limelight in the field of sports. Our national football team is called the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. It has been an icon team in African football competitions, and even in the global football competitions like the World Cup. We can remember vividly the performance of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup competition, where Cameroon was the first team to reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup competition. This brought a lot of joy and unity to Cameroonians. The Cameroon government is doing everything possible to provide the resources to encourage all disciplines of sports, particularly football and athletics. Yes, these are the main sports that are projected Cameroon, even though the government encourages all disciplines. The youth who take part in these competitions get the resources that they redeploy back into the economy, which promotes social and economic growth. Youths now have the platform to choose sporting disciplines of their choice, which permits them to perform to their maximum potentials, to achieve their maximum potentials. So sports can do a lot to improve the socio-economic situation of the country. But this can only be achieved if the management of sports is ethically good. Because if the management is faulty and decisions are taken without due respect to all the participating teams, it can instead create problems and bring in conflict. I will talk about the last African Nations Cup that was played in Morocco in January this year, 2026. The finals was between Senegal and Morocco. And Senegal won the match by 1-0. And they were declared champions. But later on, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, stripped Senegal of their championship on the grounds that that they had forfeited the match when they were out of the pitch. And so Morocco was declared champion. This has created a lot of animosity in Africa amongst the sporting population. Yes, the controversy still persists because Senegal has refused to accept the verdict of CAF, the African Football Federation. So, and they continue to parade the world with a trophy that they are still champions. This is creating a lot of conflict among sports lovers, football lovers in Africa. And this is not what the thing for the 2026 This is not in conformity with the theme of the 2026 International Day of Sports for Peace and Development in Africa. And so the controversy continues. Instead of uniting people, instead of bringing people together, instead of connecting people, bad management can instead do the reverse. Yeah, it can instead divide people and divide opinions, bringing conflict. And that is not what the theme for the 2026 International Day of Sports for Peace and Development is all about. So the question now is, what should be done in order to put things right? Why is this problem only particular in Africa? It means that the management of the sports, football in Africa, should be reviewed. It means that the dispute resolution mechanism in place is not clear enough to resolve this kind of conflict. It means that there are no clear guidelines to resolve this kind of conflicts when they come up. And it means that even the referees are not independent enough, because allegations of corruption, discrimination are being raised. So at this stage, what should be done for a theme like building bridges and breaking barriers to have meaning? Over the year, I have been making presentations and organizing workshops all across Africa, talking about the 8 pillars of positive peace. These 8 pillars of positive peace ensure that conflict doesn't arise at all. And if they arise, they can be easily managed. So I'm going to talk briefly about those 8 pillars of peace, because some of the pillars come into question, like corruption, like governance, like discrimination. They were raised when the controversy between Senegal, the teams from Senegal and Morocco arose. Yeah. So the 8 pillars of positive peace, which can be implemented in any organization so that it doesn't have conflicts, are as follows. A well-functioning government, any structure, a structure like CAF, the African Football Federation, should have a government that represents the sporting population of Africa. There should be a government that is accepted by everybody. It should be a government that works for the interests of the sports. The other pillar is equitable distribution of resources. Yes, this is very, very important. All sporting teams taking part in a competition should have a fair share of the resources that is put aside for the competition. Free flow of information. Information should be able to circulate so that everybody is well informed about the rules and regulations governing a competition of that magnitude. Yeah. Good relationship with neighbors is another one. And high levels of human capital is the other one. Youth should be sufficiently empowered in all aspects of human and development. Acceptance of the rights of others. This is important because some things should not be considered more important than others, because the problem that arose between Senegal and Morocco was because, as it is alleged, they tried to favor one team to the detriment of the other, whereas it is the sportsmanship and the fair play that should qualify a team. And the other pillar is low levels of corruption. Allegations of corruption have been raised, that something passed under the table, and that is why the controversy came up. And the last one is sound business environment. Sound business environment means that the ground should be neutral. It should be neutral, and so that any team that performs well should be able to win and get a profit. Yeah, in football, every decisions are taken on the pitch when the match is going on. What happened between Morocco and the Senegal shocked everybody, because the match had been concluded, the trophy had been handed over, and 2 months after, people sat in their office and took a different decision. The team that won and was awarded the trophy was declared not the winner, and the trophy is now said to belong to Morocco. This is causing a lot of controversy and bringing in conflicts, whereas that is not the purpose of sports. So I think that the theme for the 2026 International Day of Sports for Peace and Development in Africa should be implemented in word and in deed. Yeah, because it is only in this way that the conflict will be avoided. And elsewhere, there are allegations of sexual harassment, sexual exploitation, drug abuse, human trafficking, and all the negative vices that we can think of that are coming into the sports arena. This should not be the case, because sports should be to build bridges, break barriers, bring people together, connect people, and live the Ubuntu principle, because we live communal lives. We live a life of service, and we should be able to serve each other. Sports is the uniting factor, is the connecting factor. And if we don't handle sports and manage sports ethically and excellently well, then the objective of that kind of team, nice team, bridging bridges and breaking barriers, will remain a slogan. And therefore, I join the rest of sports fans in Africa that instead of waiting for conflict to come up in the sports domain, by not implementing the 8 pillars of peace, we should avoid conflict. by making sure that all the 8 pillars of peace are implemented in the sports domain to the greatest extent possible. I know issues of resources will come up, yes. But if we lack the resources and we have the will, we can achieve the objective. We start with the pillar that we think that most likely affects us, and finish with that and move to the other. And within a short time, we have gone through. For example, allegations of corruption have been raised in what happened between the match between Senegal and Morocco. Therefore, if we lack resources, we can tackle the aspect of corruption to making sure that we have low levels of corruption. And we cannot talk of corruption without talking of governance, because if there's a good governance structure in place and it's well managed, it will positively affect the other pillars. So that is what I wanted to say, that the theme for the 2026 International Day of Sports for Peace and Development in Africa has a lot of meaning. But this meaning can only be achieved if sports federations manage sports activities transparently and ethically. And if this is done, instead of conflicts coming up, the attitudes and structures in place will make sure that such controversies don't come up. And even when they come up, they can be easily sorted out. That is the end of what I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis, for your insightful presentation. Now I will let you know that the floor is open for comments and questions. If anyone of you would like to ask a question or let us know the comment and what you think about the session and whatever you want to say, please, we will welcome your feedback. Is there anyone who want to ask question or share any remarks about this session?
I have a contribution.
Sure, please.
Yeah, I have a contribution, and which will begin by a question. Thank you so much to our guest speakers, Dr. Chimenez and Mr. Francis. This is one question which ties to conflict communities in terms of violent conflicts. And I'm happy Mr. Francis actually gave tidbits of what's happening in terms of some sporting events. And now when it comes to, for example, the Anglophone crisis in Cameroon, where they are organizing, let's say, African Nations Cup or local cup competitions. And at some point, you find out that you have two different communities, English-speaking and French-speaking, who don't actually work together. But when it comes to sports, you find out that at some point people just, there is that feeling that comes up when your team is playing another country. You forget about the crisis, and then you people find yourself jubilating at the end and even encouraging players on the pitch. But then at other points, you discover that it's really difficult to even want to identify with our football team playing with other countries, and people are asking themselves, why should our country even go in for this competition when we are in total crisis? So, Mr. Francis, maybe you can give us a clue about this, because a lot of people see it as a useless thing, like Why do we have to be supporting efforts of people of our team going in for competitions? Some even going as far as wishing them ill luck because the country is not going well. So what would you say in this context?
Thank you so much for your observation, because I don't consider it a question. I am aware of what is happening in northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. But I think that the crisis should not affect sports, because sports is an entertainment. People go into sports like football for the love of the game, irrespective of what is happening. Because if you give up and then you don't watch the matches, you make yourself idle. And as they say, the devil finds work with idle hands. So they should consider sports as a kind of entertainment. Coming back to the crisis, sports can connect people, because if stars come up from northwest and southwest, and discussions start taking place between the clubs in the French-speaking zone and those players, there can be an opening for the discussions to extend, and the crisis will be halted for some time. If that happens, it will be thanks to sports. And again, sports connect people. Yes, it is through sports that that zone can get sympathy from people elsewhere who will convince authorities of the need for dialogue. So I do not advocate that the people should stay away from the love of sports, from the entertainment of sports, because of the crisis. On the contrary, I will encourage them, I will urge them to continue to support sports and to participate in any sporting activity that will project the country, because it is through such projections that their problems can be listened to by others who love sports out of the regions. So there are channels for conflict resolution, including mediation and dialogue, that I encourage people to use instead of boycotting something that gives them entertainment, that gives them joy. I think that is the answer I can give. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis. Thank you so much. Anyone else want to ask a question or share with us your experience of today's session? I think there are no more questions. So now, before ending the session, I would like to ask, okay, Mr. Burkhardt, you want to ask a question? Please go ahead. Joseph, kindly unmute him. Joseph, can you hear me? Joseph?
So now it works. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Okay.
Greetings to everybody from Germany. So I'm involved a little bit in sports and peace building, and this, of course, is a lot what Francis from Cameroon has said before. And there are a lot of examples on the international level and on national levels, which are positive examples, but also negative examples, because sports also often is misused by political interest groups. And but on the other side, at the same time, the same situation can be turned to the opposite. And I just want to mention something. Maybe recall, it is, I don't know exactly which Olympic year it was, when North and South Korea have gone into the stadium together once. This was a very important symbol. Or now there is an Olympic team of refugees living wherever in the world, but they are sportsmen, and they are not able to participate with their own country because their own country, they were fleeing out of this country. And the other thing is Russia is kicked out of the International Olympic Committee. So it's more political than we believe. But I think we have to start on the very low level, what Francis said. So between tribe X and tribe Z, speaking French, speaking English in Cameroon, working together and bring the young people together. And they are not playing against each other, they are playing with each other. And so to educate them that there will be no loser. There will be just a first winner and a second winner in a football cup, for example. And so they are already winners if they only participate. And that's the reason when you see how much countries at the Olympics never ever got a medal, or just one or two after 40 years, 50 years membership. But they participate because they want to participate, they want to show flag. And I understand Rose's question that some people don't want to spend money for this because it has no value. I don't think it has no value. But I understand this value is not, what is this word in English? Measurable? You cannot measure it. And it is a question of generations. And we simply have to trust that any international exchange from people from whatever countries and religions and whatever background, this only can be positive. And so sports is just one of several tools to do so. Tourism is another tool. And yeah, so I just wanted to give this statement. The only question I have is on you, Nushat, Incha, and Dr. Shamanis. So we all know about the conflict between India and Pakistan in the Kashmir question and things like this. So how are the sports cooperation between these two countries? Does this bring the normal people together, or is it another separation? How it is between your two countries?
Are you answering? I think we both should answer.
Yes, Dr. Shaminas, please answer. Then Mr. Francis will answer the question.
See, India and Pakistan, they both are often meet in cricket, basically. Though hockey is not very popular, and hockey is also one such sports where both the Indian and Pakistani team, they play more often. But since it is not very popular, so it is only the cricket which is the most popular game. It is like a religion in both the countries. So I think at the common level, there is no such problem in between the people. It is only basically it is politics, because and the thing is that in the field of literature, if you see, there are lots of online event going around where people from both the countries are taking participating as a whole, and some poet of Pakistan are very much respected in India. So it is just more often it is politics, not with the common people. I think, and even Nirja ma'am, do you remember Kashra Sheraz ma'am, the famous British Pakistani writer? She came to meet me in India some 8 or 9 years back, and she was very much welcome in Nirja ma'am's college and even other college. Nirja ma'am, can you tell us about her experience, Kashra Sheraz ma'am's, how she was welcomed in your college? Ma'am is muted. Nirja ma'am is muted.
Joseph, kindly unmute. Nirja Sachdev, please kindly unmute her. Joseph.
You can unmute herself. She can unmute herself.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I would like to definitely share my experience with Kaisa Sheraz. She was here and she did participate in all the activities. And I think there was no such thing as you would term as an enmity or you can say ill feelings, rather. I mean, personal feelings against a particular country as such, because there was more a feeling of humanity, of togetherness, and she was very, very happy to be here. And we all collectively sat together to discuss situations and to discuss literature, the common things that were present in literature as well as in life between the developing countries, rather than talking about the feeling of enmity between them as such. So I wouldn't say that sports is a cause of dissension between countries, but rather it is a cause of togetherness. I mean, it can bring a feeling of humanity, because basically you are there to be together, to play, and to show to outstand yourself in the public, rather than trying to just do it on the grounds of politics or religion. Because if you play with religion or politics behind you or behind your mind, then such feelings of dissensions can arise between the countries. But if you play with the feeling of humanity and good feelings, then I think it will lead more to the development of the countries rather than the drawbacks. That would I say. And Kaisa Siraj, of course, did promote, and we had a very nice time together talking about such things on the platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Yeah,
valuable
she was
experience
even
with
the chief.
Pakistan.
Nusrat, she was even the chief guest of Republic Day, na ma'am? She
Yes,
was
yes,
even the chief
he was
guest
there.
of Republic Day celebration in SS Khanna Girls Degree College.
How nice, how
Yeah.
nice, friendly gesture. I have noticed that Mr. Gavin Bella has been raising his hand. Joseph, kindly unmute him. Joseph, unmute Mr. Gavin Bella.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He can unmute himself.
Okay, thank you.
can
Hello
go-
everyone.
We can hear you. Go.
Yeah, thank you
ahead.
so much for the floor. My name is Jervin Baila, and I'm speaking from Nakivale Refugee Settlements in Uganda. I've really learned so much from today's session, and it really goes hand in hand with what we are doing here in the refugee settlements in Nakivale in Uganda. So we have also been implementing a project on sports for peace and development for 2 years now. But what we have come to understand and to experience is that sometimes you find that such initiatives are not that very much given the attention that they really need to have in order to make a bigger impact in the communities. So sometimes you find even the people that we are working with, the youth athletes, they lack a lot of equipment, sports equipment, and that plays a negative role in their development. So with that happening, I have just two questions that I would like to ask. And the first question, I would like to know uh, um, how how can local communities with limited resources still harness sports for peace building? That is my first question. How can local communities with limited resources like us in a refugee settlement, how can we still harness sports for peace building? And the last question, I would like to know what indicators
Yes.
whether a sport
Let's do.
peace and development in the community.
Gavin, can you repeat the last sentence? It was not very clear.
So the last sentence, the question was like, what indicators can we use to measure whether a sports program is truly contributing to peace and development in the community?
I think this could be a
Thank you,
good
Mr. Jared.
Francis.
Thank you.
Francis still is in. Francis?
Mr. Francis, can you hear me? Mr. Francis, can you hear me? I think he's facing some kind of difficulty to hear me. Mr. Francis? I think he can't hear me.
Mr. Francis, can you please unmute your microphone? It looks like you're muted. So just mute it yourself because you have the mandate to unmute yourself, please.
Mr. Francis, kindly unmute yourself. Kindly unmute your mic, Mr. Francis, please. Yes. Mr. Francis, kindly unmute your mic. Mr. Francis, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Would you like to answer?
Yes, the question on resources will always be there. But I think what is important is the goodwill that the community has. And that is why I always insist on the implementation of those 8 pillars of peace. Because if a community comes together and they are able to select their leaders who are answerable to them, who have the goodwill of the population to serve the population, resources will come in. But I think the main problem is the goodwill and the desire to serve. Because when the goodwill and the desire is there to serve, and there is respect, there is no corruption, there's free flow of information, then the community is open even to assistance from outside the community. So I think the problem of resources should not come in at the early stage. Yeah. That's what I can say about that. The other question, I didn't get the second one very clearly. I only heard about indicators, whatever. Yeah. Again, I will still talk about the goodwill and the governance structure that is put in place. Thank you.
Now I would like to request our respected guest, please say a few words as closing remarks. Then we'll have photographs. So, Dr. Shaminaz, please.
I have taken up the topic of women development, how sports is helping women development. But Francis sir has taken up the issue of how refugee team has done. So I think this is this is something a very important aspect of sports that in the Olympic has given platform to people who have migrated to other country and who means those who are in no man's land, and as a refugee, if Olympic has given a chance to them to compete and to win a medal, it is indeed remarkable. I think in other sports also, whether it is other sporting event like Commonwealth game or Asian game, we should also encourage refugee team or people of such things. So, and sports is also one thing, a field which can help not only women but also people of different structure of the society. I think we should discuss about transgender also, their participation in the sports as well. So today, I think Nikki is not there.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Shaminaz, as a guest, as speaker, would you like to say something about today's session? Can you hear me? Okay, Mr. Francis, would you like to say something about today's session?
Thank you so much. I think that this session was a very constructive session because I have had the opportunity to learn about what happens in other parts of the world, in the sports world, especially in India and in Pakistan. Yeah. Then coming back to the theme of this year's celebration, which is building bridges, breaking barriers, I think that we should do everything, not only in Africa, but globally, to ensure that whatever we do in sports should be to build barriers and break, to build bridges and break barriers and connect with each other, because we are humans, and the only sports promotes that humanity. We are there to serve. We are there also to enjoy the beauty of sports, and we should do everything to make sure that sports doesn't divide us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis and Dr. Shaminaz. Now, I would like to request all of you, please turn on your cameras so we'll have some memorable photo, please. Mr. Francis.
Please tell Francis to adjust his camera.
Yeah, sir, Mr. Francis, kindly adjust your camera so your face will be visible to the camera. Please turn it down, a little bit down. Not upward, downward, please. Turn it downward, a little bit more, please. Yeah, go. A little bit more, please. turn it. Yes, please. Yeah, thank you so much. It's perfect. Joseph, please. Can you take some memorable photographs, please? I think it's done. Joseph, have you taken?
Yes.
Okay. Now I would like to request Rosalie Oba, our executive member of Global Peace Let's Talk, for closing remarks. Please say a few words.
Wow, it's been a very, very inspiring event today. And first of all, our apologies for starting late due to the mix-up in time differences. On behalf of the Global Peace Let's Talk, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made it today to actually celebrate with us the day marking sports and peace put together as a connecting factor. So our sincere appreciation goes to our distinguished speakers, Dr. Shimanes, and also Mr. Francis Fulton, for your excellent, insightful, and solution-oriented presentations. We are so honored to have you. And do not forget that as you go back, your contributions have not only enriched our understanding, but also provided practical pathways towards using sports as a powerful tool for development and peace. We are equally grateful to Nuzat Mustafa for your brilliant moderation, your guidance, professionalism, and ability to connect ideas and people made this session engaging and meaningful for us all. We are so grateful. And a special thank you to our dedicated technical team, Joseph, Norman, and all members of the communications team working behind the scenes for your seamless coordination, ensuring the success of the event. And we do not forget all our participants today from around the world. Thank you for your time, for your presence, and for your commitment to advancing peace through dialogue and action. Your engagement is what gives life to the global movement within the Global Peace Let's Talk. Now, this is our take-home message from the Global Peace Let's Talk after today's event. Let us have it in mind that sport is more than a game. It is also a universal language that transcends borders. It breaks barriers and builds bridges. And each one of us has a role to play in terms of promoting peace, inclusion, and understanding within our communities. And so let us take the insights shared today by our esteemed guest speakers and turn them into action locally as well as globally. And with that, we officially bring this session to a close. Thank you once again for being part of this meaningful conversation. Stay connected, stay inspired, and of course, continue to be ambassadors of peace. Thank you very much, and I hand the microphone back over to you, Nuzat.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. And thank you, Dr. Shaminaz. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much, Rosalind. Thank you so much. And have a great time.
Thank you.
So you can,
Thank
all of you
everyone.
can unmute your mic and say bye
Thank
to
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you. Bye.
Movishu. Thank you, Neja. Thank you, Power Pression. Thank you, Martin Kobia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bukert,
Thank you.
for your wonderful contributions. And thank you so much, everyone that took part in today's event. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you, Pesada. We are so grateful to have you. Have a blessed evening, or morning, or afternoon.